Out there you are.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. What the hell?
Hello?
What the hell were you guys doing while I was gone?
Nothing.
Nothing dirty.
Checking Code's microphone. I said the thing.
You said which?
Don't have a good
Oh. Now I trust you, Tixel. For some reason, I don't trust Mara and Talon.
Oh, why
Why
not?
the hell would you support? Why the hell would you trust me?
Cause weirdly, I can predict you.
No.
To some capacity, I can believe when you actually did and did not do a thing. Mara! No, okay.
I take offense to that. I am still a chaos gremlin.
That
Just
is
because I'm
true.
a fae.
I ain't no
Yes.
fae. I'm just a crazy person.
But yes, greetings and salutations, everyone, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to the Grotto. I'm your resident snapping turtle storyteller, and here I have a few, chuckle fucks, I suppose the term to use.
Hey. I prefer fuckle chucks.
Alright, the touche, Fuckle Chucks does have a good ring to it. I will concede. But yes. This is the first D&D campaign of the year. Ah!
Do you feel your heart burning?
Tell me the name of God, you fumble piece of shit.
I cannot be killed in a way that matters.
That's such a that's such a raw line, and does not deserve to be from such a.
It's just a shit
unassuming.
No,
it's from such an unassuming space. Sorry.
It was just a guy, or sorry, not necessarily a guy, but it was just somebody posting their fucking thoughts on Tumblr. And someone was like, "What the fuck does this mean?"
That is a very good question. But yes, how's everyone doing? How you folks doing? Hopefully you're staying warm.
Managing, yeah.
Staying alive for now.
Fair, entirely fair and valid. Just making sure it's not stupid cold.
Not this
Oh no, it is stupid cold over here. It's just not stupid cold on the inside.
I'd say just temperate rainforest times for me, so if anything, it's starting to get warmer.
Oh,
The
yeah,
clouds
fair,
bring
fair.
warmth and excessive rain.
Fucking jealous.
Yeah.
I want snow.
That is
We don't get
fair.
snow.
We did get about 4 inches over the past couple days. So we got something, you know.
Speaking of 4 inches, hey,
Oh god.
What? Oh, god damn it.
I don't know.
It took me a minute to
My brain was
just...
immediately like, my brain was immediately like, it's now or never. You're never gonna get a funnier time than now. Just jump in.
Well,
I thought about it for a second, but I tried to resist.
You know, at least it gives people. We're not leading people on false pretenses. We know exactly what the hell this is going to devolve into.
Yeah.
For those who have seen me before,
It's been a little while.
get ready for more of the same.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Tixel was very briefly a player in one of the past campaigns before the hiatus. Admittedly, for again, maybe 1 or 2 sessions.
It was 2
just
sessions.
due to
I
the timing
played
of
a
everything.
Yeah, I played a sad teenage boy, and now I play a sad old man. So.
We'll get into it later.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, I get you. It's all good. Sorry, also going through and advertising all the places to advertise. Oh shit, I forgot to post on Twitter today. You know what, it's fine. Alright, look, there was a lot of other things on my mind.
Have you? You have. Good.
Have I did the what?
Hold on. Actually, let me real quick. I'm going to help in a couple of the servers I'm in.
Oh, thank you kindly. And yes, if people wish to advertise themselves in their own spaces, by all means. Brain words. There was something I was going to say. This happens a lot. If you haven't, if for those who are unaware, ADHD brain go burr, and it is very common for just as quickly a thought pops in, immediately it jumps back out the window and runs in the woods. And maybe it'll come back. Maybe.
I would say the worst part was the first sound that ran through my head was the sound of like a platter drive suddenly going off balance. That that horrible option just disk drives. Like hard disk.
Yeah, just
like, and then when the disk goes completely permanently off balance and grinds.
Trying to get the butterflies out now. This is fine.
Don't worry, we'll put them back in later, I'm sure.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Also, just to clarify for chat, is everyone's audio coming through okay? Also, I realize I'm actually sorry. Not everyone has had the chance to speak yet. Would we like to go down the horn and let people introduce themselves before we start diving into
Probably a good idea.
I don't want to put anyone on the spot because I realize both people on either end are the ones who are not the most talkative. I apologize. V, you're going first. Go.
You had to call on me when I was taking a bite of food.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
How dare, nature? How dare?
No. It's okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Vi. Viatrix or Viatrix. Any of the above work. She, they. What kind of information do you want from me, Nature?
Whatever you want to shell. If you want to talk about yourself, if you want to talk a little bit about your character, probably don't want to get too deep into it. Save the suspense.
Don't want to give away all my secrets.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I've been playing TTRPGs, mostly D&D, for 11 or 12 years now at this point. And I will be playing a changeling artificer named Mew. And that's all I'm gonna say.
I'm still surprised by our first interaction, just being like, "Hey, there's a D&D game I'm starting up." Yes. Like before I even had the chance to explain much further, it was basically an immediate, "I'm sold. Let's go."
Put me in, coach.
No hesitation.
Also,
D&D, okay?
Also, thank you, Code, for the follow. Next up, I suppose we have. Oh god! Now the follows are starting to come in. Hello. Oh, it's you guys. Man, only now are you just? No, I'm kidding.
I have been following since what?
Shame.
How long ago?
I wasn't talking to you, Tixel. It's fine.
Well, you know what? Here.
Thank you, Procrastination, for unfollowing and then subsequently following again. Also, oh shit, we hit our follower goal.
Congratulations.
You did it.
I didn't have any plans for this. Oh shit! That reminds me of the thing we could celebrate with that I forgot to pull. Dice! Shit! Fuck!
Everybody roll dice.
Wow, nature.
I am a professional.
He shouts from the distance.
Ah! Also, yes, thank you, Code, for the subscription.
A professional in pain. I don't know. You said things. Sorry.
That's what I try to do. Oh god, there's so much happening. All right, we'll go through all the we'll go through down the line, and then we'll go through all the followers and subscriptions as I pull out dice. Tixel, you do thing. Ah!
Hello. I don't have many social medias. You could technically follow me on Twitch at not Twitch at sorry at X Twitter. It's Twitter.
Yes, Twitter.
At Tix. I believe it's still at Tixelchan. My name is Tixelchan there. I'm mostly just reposting pro-Palestine stuff. Ceasefire now.
Honestly, very fair. Very, very fair.
At the same time, also be prepared if you do follow occasionally. I will like some not safe for work art.
Oh, surprise, surprise! That the majority of my friends apparently are a bit more on the scandalous side.
Look there.
I do plan on starting streaming sometime soon on twitch.tv/pro_Crasta_nation. The revolution starts tomorrow. Next.
That's honestly a great tagline. Procrastination. The revolution starts tomorrow.
That's the idea.
Alright. Next up, Talon, if you may.
Alright. Hi, I'm Talon. I do a little bit of streaming, mostly alongside of my friend here, Miss Marakar. My channel is Miss Talon. And yeah, I'm going to be playing a Nakarada witch. So, owl folk with mysterious witchy powers.
Oh, I forgot to mention what I was going to be playing.
Yeah, Tixel, you idiot.
Okay.
I'm just kidding, go ahead.
I will be playing a psychic werewolf who sets things on fire with his mind and also has a very sad backstory.
What hero doesn't have some sad exposition?
At least it's not sex position. Mara, how is it going?
Well, if you insist. You know, your son. Yeah. But yes, hi everybody. I'm Miss Marakar. I'm a variety streamer and witchy bunny VTuber. And for this campaign, at least until she potentially eats it, I will be playing a big weeby bug. I'm playing a Xiangfeng or bumblebee humanoid bug race, and yeah, she's a fighter, and yeah, just a massive kind of weeb. You'll see.
one of the many races of Kabuto, which are basically the various anthropomorphic bug people, or technically crustaceans are also in that too, but it's another thing.
Well, I was saying, yeah, because the etymology.
Arthropods,
yeah.
that's the term.
Yeah, arthropods. There you go.
Anthro-arthros. That's a word.
Yeah, go ahead and say that 5 times fast.
Arthanthros? No, that's bad. That sucks.
And last but certainly not least, apparently one of our first founders here now. Code, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Code. This is actually my first real D&D campaign. Hoping to enjoy it. I'm going to be playing an Awakened Tressum.
Hey, indeed. Also, not to alarm you, but your voice is coming through a bit on Talon's mic.
Yeah, I just trying to reposition my
just
mic
speaking
to...
it? Okay, gotcha. Just want to mention.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching it to see adjusting things.
And I am here. I mean, like, you're already here.
Omnipresent.
Like,
This is our...
Tell us about your character.
This is our illustrious DM playing everybody that isn't the party.
Everybody, everywhere, always.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
It's terrifying, but it's great.
Oh no, it's
but yeah,
fun.
you can, you can find me here. Not sure. I mean, how else would you find me? But yes, there is also I also found on there's a Discord, which there's a link to in the About section on Twitch down below. There's a YouTube channel, youtube.com/natureclaws, in which the VODs of Memento Magick shall be going up periodically. I am also on the X, or on Twitter. Honestly, okay.
It's okay. It's always okay to dead name companies. It's never okay to dead name people.
Twitter is the only thing I will ever dead name, and that is it.
It's always morally correct to dead name companies, because companies are not people. They do not have feelings. Do not let people try and gaslight you otherwise.
Yeah.
Sorry for the hot takes.
They said no. No, that's entirely agreed. All right. Now, before we go into thing, now we have all the fucking follows and subscriptions. Okay. Well, I mean, hi Code. Thank you for the subscription and the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Also, yes, Kuma. Wow, it's back. Yes, indeed, it is. It feels weird. It's a weird feeling, but a good feeling. Getting back into the saddle. No, Nation, I'm not stretching right now. Fuck you. I already did plenty of that before stream. Panicking. No. All right. Okay, fine. I'll hydrate. That's fine. But yes. And I would like to give a wonderful thanks to Fabulous Shiny Boy and Kuma Kaizoku for following the channel as well. This is gonna be interesting, and this is also gonna be a bit weird. I apologize a little bit in advance for Code, because admittedly this is probably gonna be starting a little bit different even from most D&D campaigns. But I digress. God, now I'm just sitting here like, fuck, now I have to actually move forward with this. Oh boy.
You have to progress.
Alright. Oh, actually, there's one thing I still need to do. You know what? Eeny, meeny, miny. We still have to pick colors for dice.
I say we have our newest members do so, aka Code and Vi.
I'm okay with this. You know what? Sure. Yeah, we'll go with each end of the channel. All right. First and foremost, Code. Pick a color.
Dark red.
Dark red. I do have black and red, which would probably be the closest. I do also have some coffee brown dice. If you really want to count that.
Coffee.
Oh, yeah, we went on the whole thing on coffee previously.
Yum, creamer. I like a little bit of coffee with my creamer.
Oh dear.
Nature.
No, it's the is that Randy Savage? The quote, the cream.
The cream of the crop.
That too. That's also.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Anyways.
Oh god. Oh no! Oh god! One of the previous veterans of the channel, Ryle, popped in asking to name something. Bill Boop's S'more Truffle.
Oh dear! Can't wait to meet them.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
What halfling or Kendra has just been summoned?
I can neither confirm nor deny. And we'll have to see if and when that happens at a later time. But yes. And also, V, do you prefer... I always go back and forth of this. Do you prefer V or Vi? I know you said either or work, but give me an answer.
You may call me V.
Understood. Okay, because it is Viatrix. It's not usually Viatrix.
Yeah, usually.
There we go. That makes more sense. V, please pick a color.
Do you have Poiple?
Yeah, I do indeed have people.
I'll take Poiple.
Oh boy, red and purple, fun combo. Alrighty. Are people excited? I don't know. I'm trying to.
I don't think Code fully introduced themselves and their character. Did you?
Yeah. So said he was awakened Tresson.
Or awakened
My
Tresson.
apologies. It might have been
Tixel, I
that
thought
there
you
was
said
some
you
stuff
weren't
happening.
tired.
No, I'm not tired. I'm just slightly distracted.
See, I'm tired, but that's just an entire mood right now. That's nothing.
Oh.
That's nothing you did.
That's very fair.
Fine,
Also, yes.
have a
Also, yes.
monster.
Sorry. Also, sorry. Audio check. Everyone, is everyone's audio coming through okay? Anyone need to be made a little bit more louder? Anyone a bit more too quiet? Anyone too loud and need me to tell them to shut up? I'm joking.
Indistinct
Check.
screaming.
Check.
check 1, check 1, 2.
Mic check.
Oh my god. Oh, that was the
Oh god.
freaking voice mod. You see, I turned that off for the moment. Oh god. Okay, I can tell by the giggling that's Mara. Mara, turn it off.
Yeah.
I know.
was
Sorry.
gonna say it's that infectious fucking giggle.
Yes,
I forgot to turn it off. I forgot it was not a hold button. I forgot it's a toggle.
What a show we have in store for you today, folks.
All right. Shut. Everyone cease. Only I, the DM, can use the soundboards and the voice mods. You bitches. Tixel, I know that was you. I wasn't even looking at Discord, and I know that was you.
I'm sorry. It's the return of the beautiful, delicious, wonderful Scuff. No, I'm not. But at the same time, like, I gotta say I am. Otherwise, people will think I'm just a horrible person.
I would disagree. You are wonderful, even though you are an ass. You're a wonderful ass. Don't take that out of context.
Oh well.
I can't wait for that specifically to just
Pixel
get.
has a wonderful ass. Got it.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, sure. I mean, it's.
But yes. Alright. I believe that is everything that needs to be covered, and no other excuses I can give to keep stalling. So, without further ado, I only have one question to ask. Is everyone ready to play Dungeons and Dragons?
I apologize, however, no.
All right, Dan. I mean, it's been so long since I've said it, and then I had such like a lukewarm response. Wow, thanks.
I guess.
I thought we all agreed to say no as a joke.
I don't know. I guess so. Fucking whatever, man.
No,
He said the thing.
I'm totally ready for this. Let's do it.
Alrighty then.
What are we doing again?
I'm pretty sure we're
Alright,
doing
sorry, we're
just
ending
like
the stream
Hal.
today.
No.
I'm kidding. Oh, everyone good?
Oh yeah. I think Mio is just demanding attention.
Gotcha.
Kitty cat. Cat attack.
And also, Code, to answer your question, I'm actually not 100% sure. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I'll be right back. I gotta switch my laundry over.
Okay.
Oh, we're just about to start!
It'll take
Well, then you can start with
30
someone
seconds, 30
who's
seconds.
paying attention.
Alright, it's fine. Go.
That's a good point.
Lightning round.
Oh god. What are we casting lightning at?
Okay, alright, you know what? That gives me perfect time
Laundry for
to
everyone.
change over the music and the ambiance. And is definitely a good segue that I totally planned.
Ooh.
Yep.
Nope, that was fine. That was Fredbo, don't worry.
That's music bot, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Not.
Only temporarily. They always come
I
back.
know. Exactly. See here, I'm gonna change my character color to yellow because I think that probably makes the most sense for my character.
Alrighty.
Just because there's some similar colors, and it's like I don't want to.
That's fair. That's fair.
Which blue is blue? Which blue is us?
No, I get you. Also had to be able to make some just to clarify for the audience as well as the players. I had to make some on the fly tokens. For just because unfortunately couldn't really find a lot of good art on short notice. For references.
Yeah.
I know some stuff is being made and is in the works.
Give it a couple weeks.
All right. Oh yeah, that's what I was looking for.
I did get a lovely work in progress, but again, it's a work in progress, so we'll see. We'll see how things go.
I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of like these though.
Thank you. Oh yeah, they'll make even more sense when we come over to the overlay. In a moment, but until then, oh god, where the hell is it? I just was looking at it. Oh no, wait, it wasn't there. Hold on. There it is. Sorry, I'm trying to grab the ambiance.
No worries.
There we go.
Ambience.
I suppose in the meantime we'll can also move over to the D&D screen to show our beautiful overlay that I definitely didn't panic at the last minute and make yesterday.
No.
Wait until V gets back. And here...
Nature clause? Panic? Fucking never.
I don't know if you folks want to brain players, if you want to look at Twitch to see the to see the overlay, also makes sense for the tokens.
I mean, Mara and me know how to make nature panic.
Oh my no, nature! What the fuck?
Hey, I was limited on icons to use, and that was the closest analog.
No, it makes sense, but what the fuck?
What?
Grim portents. And this character will die first.
Oh, man, we'll see. But yes, no. Yeah, there's also should be a few little hidden secrets on this overlay as well that I will not point out.
It's the skeletons around him.
Don't worry about it.
That's us.
Not
the
yet.
The great elder turtle god requires sustenance.
I demand sacrifices. No. Do we have a V? Do we have a V back? Everything good?
I'm here.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm going to use my 4 bone tokens to summon a cockroach.
That's not... wrong game. Wrong game, nation. Wrong game, Tixel.
Damn. Fuck.
Just out of curiosity, should we update the stream category?
Oh yeah, you still haven't set to unpacking.
Shit!
To be fair, we got a lot of unpacking to do here.
I want murder.
It's okay. You should be able to switch that live. And trust me, I've done it too.
I was just about to message you with that, actually.
I never said that I was bright.
I mean, so far it's been just chatting, so...
Touche. Alright, now it should be good.
Now it's Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, alright. So now... Is everyone ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Alrighty.
Honk shoe, honk shoe.
Actually, oh shit. Actually, there's one more thing I need to prepare. Give me a second. Now I'm the one who isn't prepared.
Wow, nature. Wow.
You know, it's only fitting. I just need to grab one specific. Oh, I just had it. Where is it? There we go. There it is. Grab you. Wonderful. So. Okay. Alright. Nordareth is a world of unanswered questions. A revolutionary age of discovery and rediscovery has taken the world by storm. A place of turbulence and murky waters before the clouds have dispersed and the silt has begun to settle. It is a world where dreams and goals are forged and pursued, where anyone can strike their claim with enough gall, determination, and the right opportunity. That being said, it is as much a world of ideals as it is of imperfections. The wilderness alone is dangerous for those beyond the walls of civilization, and even those within aren't without concern. On nearly every continent, the flames of war have already been set alight, or they are on the cusp of doing so, waiting for when the hot iron shall be struck. New Arcaster is a budding nation of promises and future prosperity for peoples here on the continent of Alshir, as well as abroad. Having taken in the most immigrants and refugees of any nation in the known world, New Arcaster has long since been converted from a refuge of the races to the old world to a melting pot of other peoples and cultures from across the planet. However, along with that, it also became a microcosm of the issues and challenges the nations that these people hailed from have brought with them to their new life here. And only time will tell if New Arcaster can weather that storm alongside its own issues here on its own soil. But our story does not begin in this land. Not yet. There is another entwined with it, however, one that every mortal shall visit at least twice in their life. Once, when the tally of years is spent and they fade from the waking world. The second, however, before that time, is when they dream. Most dreams persist in the mist at the very edges of the ethereal. This is well documented, and there is much study that has been done in that space. What lies beyond, however, is not well understood, and there are yet many dreams whose patterns are left unsolved. Most cannot willingly pass this threshold, dreaming or otherwise. There are few, however, who fate has deemed that they may slip. This is where our story begins. And before we dive any further, I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh no.
Alright, well, I just hope I don't fucking die.
I promise it's for not anything serious. Yet. Let's see what we're working with here. Oof, got some great
Off to a great start.
Yeah, wonderful start.
All right.
Wonderful start.
First
Get him out of the way
game,
early.
Way to go.
Alrighty then.
Oh dear.
Oh, and of course it's Talon who's going to be going first. Wonderful.
Mhm.
One moment, please. Oh, actually make sure I do it in the right spot. There we go. Now, I realize this might be a bit of a complicated question, Talon. But I would like to ask you this. What does your character dream of?
Wow. Like, what are her dreams, or what has she actually been dreaming?
Could be a regularly occurring dream, or it could be something just simply for tonight.
I see. Well, dreams that are plagued with terrible visions of futures that may be. Typically, things that seem like they put the world at the cusp of destruction. And that maybe I can actually make a difference if I step up.
These visions often lead you to a familiar location every time. The waves lapping along the shoreline are inky black as they crest upon the shore. The smell of... How do you describe it? It almost smells like... You're familiar with the smell of old ink, for lack of a better term? There's like a sort of like a... Or old squid ink, there is a bit of a like salty, briny scent you can kind of smell in the air. As your consciousness slowly comes to, and you find yourself on a very familiar shoreline. It's hard to really make out shapes or details on the horizon as your eyes kind of come to, and your what you presume is your night vision kicking in as you can make out the faintest licks of a pale light cresting along the black inky waves. You are face down, or on your chest, I should say, along a very coarse, rough coastline. Not close enough to get sprayed by whatever liquid the oceans abound seem to be. What do you do?
I'm going to Can I stand up then?
You may.
Okay. So I'm on the beach here.
Mm-hmm.
Before this sort of foul, acrid waves lapping at the shore.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
If you want any particular guidance, I would allow you to roll an intelligence check should you desire.
Well, I think what I'm going to do is how much time do I think I have here?
They're typically brief, what
Okay.
visions you do have, but there's usually enough time to try something.
Fair. Brief limits me a bit. I'm going to move forward to try and get closer to the waterline.
Okay. Roll a wisdom save. 21. Damn. As you try to gaze out on the horizon, trying to find any sense of familiarity, you look up to see what resembles a moon. That's at least been somewhat common in what visions you've had. Usually heavily obscured by what you presume to be clouds. Though you're looking out on the horizon, there's always a light that you can see in your visions. That light on the horizon's gone. And as you kind of look around, try to gather your bearings, You see you're on this sort of rocky shoreline. However, when we're looking behind you, there is a hill that crests up further, in which you see a pale white tower. One at the very top, you see a light. And that light is periodically coming into view as you look back at the ocean line, seemingly looking out upon the water before it fades. And it appears and fades again.
A pulsing lighthouse, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And how close is that tower?
Decent walk, at the very least.
Right. Am I familiar with the region based on the looks of anything here?
Roll a history check. $21. Of course you roll high. Give me a moment to try to find something specific. You recall stories of an island somewhere off of the coast of, past the Isle of Catalan. There's a place known as Hermit's Isle, in which there was a lighthouse that is long since burned out, and its keeper to have presumably lost at sea, or drowned himself, or something to that effect that would render his services mute on the island anymore. This bears a resemblance to a lot of depictions and of art and artwork that you've seen, or in what people have talked about in stories, but this feels different somehow. And the big thing that's aching at the back of your head, I will say, is that that light at the top of the tower feels familiar. And not in a fun way.
Do I recall from where in any specifics?
The light is very pale. It is very sickly. It is very harsh, gazing out at the water. And it is unforgiving. This is a light you've seen many times before. And now you're at its source.
Alright. Can I sense anything magical about it? Through, like, Arcana?
Any semblance of reality or perception of normal is kind of gone out the window. Is all I can really say.
Hard to get a grasp in the fleeting visions of a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Oh, I don't know what
Perception
else.
check. Or actually, sorry,
Alright.
I guess I should specify. What's your passive?
It is 13.
13. I guess I should say, is your attention more towards the water, or is your attention more towards the tower at this point?
Was originally towards the water, but drawn to the tower now.
Okay.
As I watch the light.
As you're kind of looking up, it'll transfixed a little bit. Just kind of processing. There is something that glints at the very edge of your peripheral for a brief moment, and at first you think like, oh, was it a spray of water or something that crashed on the shoreline? And you look over, and it seems to be a stone or a shard of some kind. Something glinting that is a noticeably different color from the rest of the very gray and monochrome.
Okay. My attention turned to that. I'm going to go try and pick that up.
Okay. You have to move a rock out of the side in order to grab it.
Yeah.
And underneath, you see this. If I can grab it just a moment. Oh, God damn it. There's always something. Always some type of scuff. Give me a moment.
No worries.
They should be quick. There we go. After moving away the rock, you see this. A yellowish, bright stone. Almost reminds you of sandstone. Or some other sedimentary rock. But it's different somehow. Clearly something is, of course, carved into the surface. This one piece of radiant glow, clearly of a different light compared to the sickly pale and harsh that you have felt previously. It is weirdly comforting, is the best way I could describe it.
Okay. I'm going to run my fingers along those runes upon it.
As you do, I'd like you to roll another wisdom save. "17. As you reach down to pick up the stone, we'll call it, and your eyes look down on it for a brief moment, you still note the orbiting of the light around and around over towards the water, and then it stops directly ahead of you, and that spotlight slowly creeps down towards you, towards the shoreline. I will say, the most I will say, it is encroaching very rapidly.
Alright.
You probably are able to react to one thing before it's on you.
Okay. But I was able to grab the stone then?
Correct.
Okay. Then... Oops.
Oh.
But...
Oh?
Uh,
What shit are you trying to pull? Immediately. Should have known this was going to happen. Alright, alright.
yeah. I mean, I want to try and create some sort of distraction, some noise with my prestidigitation off to the side while I move the other direction, hoping that the racket will draw the light source to it first and give me a little more time.
Roll an Arcana check with disadvantage, unfortunately. 16. Roll something real quick. You create a small kind of clatter of rock along the shoreline next to you, and the eye kind of briefly does falter a bit at that noise before it very quickly starts moving again and does not seem to take the bait. And before you even have the chance to run or speak, or you can barely have the instincts to reflexively cover your face as the light encroaches in front of you. But it is blinding. You close your eyes, you can see the veins behind them and of your eyelids. You try to cover your face. You can see the bones in your hand, and the veins even further within coursing through it like like an anatomical drawing that you've seen countless times before. It's you. And that light only gets brighter and brighter. The pinks of your skin and your flesh all just fade away before you feel a very brief tug at the back of your cloak, and you feel pulled. And that's where we'll leave you for a moment. I believe next on the list was it Tixel, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
What does Braun dream of, if you do not mind me asking?
Simpler times. Back in his... you know how sometimes a dream will conflate a place similar to somewhere you've been with a time point where you haven't been there?
Mm-hmm.
Braun is dreaming as if he is inside of not exactly the town he grew up in, but a town similar to the one he grew up in, with a lot of the people he has met over the time. As if nothing had changed, for lack of a better term. As if his family was all still together.
And so you're laughing with your brother, your mother, your friends from the old village, seemingly cackling over some joke you just made as the fire crackles in the background.
Don't even know the joke. It's just that I know a joke was made.
You feel warm. You feel comfortable. It's pleasant. Not a feeling you've had for a while. And out of the peripheral of your eye, from the window, looking out into the woods, looking out there, you see a cabin. Very familiar looking cabin, unfortunately. A reminder of what was before.
As if...
you go ahead. I'm
yeah.
something in a minute.
Almost as if completely wrenched from the pleasant experience he was once having, Braun almost stands up and walks towards the cabin as, like, whatever scene he was in almost just fully fades away.
You start to walk, making your way through the woods. Your feet are already starting to ache, almost as if they were running for miles as you crest through the tree line. Your breath is haggard, as if you'd been screaming. Your eyes are watering, as if you're some smoke got in your eyes. And you look out and see remnants. The lights are not on. The roof has long since collapsed. And it's cold. There's a fresh blanket of snow on the ground.
Braun checks the spot to see if they're already there or if this is before that.
Make an investigation check.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, investigation. I'm not terrible at that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 12.
Oh, almost forgot to transition over. There we are. You remember where to check, where they were before. You can't work up the courage to check there again. It's too much. But you look around at the various other nooks and crannies and crevices that have collapsed in this place. And in all the chaos of everything, there's one spot you forgot to look, and you realize. Over towards where the kitchen used to be, or at least where where you can see the chimney still standing. There is a pile of rubble, of wood and tile, that you can see the barest hint of fabric or of something kind of sticking out, sort of contrasting against the char and the snow.
He's gonna go in and start digging.
Okay.
I would ask, are his hands still hands, or have they become claws in his anger and
Roll a wisdom
desperation?
save.
You got it! That's a bad one.
The snarl escapes
That
your
is an
lips. Everything comes flooding back to you now. The fire, you almost hoped there would be screams, because then there's an indication of something to save. But all you could hear was the crackle and the smell of smoke. You could taste the iron on your tongue. You're clawing away at this now, more destroying it than really throwing it away or moving it away with any sort of delicacy. And underneath, once you finally get past everything, there's a moment of pause in your rage as you see a single doll, which looks like this. One moment. There's a bolt of hair wrapped around it. Looks to be a keepsake that your wife was keeping for an heirloom of some kind, or for when she grew up.
Almost as if, as delicately as he possibly could with his form the way it is, he's going to pick it up and just clutch it to his chest.
Mm-hmm. Roll a wisdom save.
Of course.
Oh.
That's -1.
Oof.
Oh, honey.
The dice want to tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
You feel cold. that same weight in your stomach when you first laid your eyes upon the house just drops. Whatever anger was in your system before is gone. The anger is faded. Any semblance of joy is long gone from the start of this dream. You just feel hollow. There's no better way of explaining it. And as you clutch this reminder in your hands, you try to look up to the sky. There is a moon, at least it seems, though it's mostly obscured by the clouds. Yeah, you can look out to see the trees around you. And footprints. You look out through like a gap in basically a hole where a wall used to be, about like a couple feet away from where the chimney is. You can gaze out through it and see bare footprints. Probably about maybe not even a foot long in length.
I don't know if he even has it in him to go chase them, or if he's just gonna sit here and howl in this moment, try and let out some form of grief.
Roll another wisdom save.
You got it. Oh, my poor guy. That's
Natural 20!
For 18.
The duality of fate. But yes. Almost as if some respite from this cavity in your chest of this regret, or what could have been. You feel a hand on your shoulder. You turn your head to look. There's no one there, but along the tree line you do see a silhouette of an effeminate figure. The eyes are bright, though. Almost as white as the snow around it. You can barely make out her hair in the moonlight. It's almost opalescent. Or pearlescent, I should say. You can't really make out any features, though, on the form. The most you can recognize is that it's not your wife. It's someone else. And
yeah.
I was gonna say, and a single hand is beckoning you forward to follow.
Yeah, as if shaken out of that moment, he very shakily gets up. Is the doll still in his possession? If so, he's just gonna still clutch that as close as possible as he begins bounding through the woods.
Oh yeah, roll athletics, actually.
You got it.
Because she starts to run. Not running away from you, but
not horrible at that. That's an 8.
I mean, you have this surge of adrenaline as you start bolting into the woods, but your age does catch up to you, and that adrenaline can only really last for so long before you already feel yourself panting and heaving, even if you try to go on all fours. And just as you start feeling haggard and beat, your lungs start to burn, and you just kind of slump down into the snow. You Your head can barely crane up to see... You can only imagine to be a well? Or a stone, like, small stone cistern of some kind. And the effeminate figure seems to be looking down into it. As she, there's a soft smile and a silent chuckle as she looks down at you. And she will offer a hand to pull you up.
Just a moment of hesitation, as if, like, he reaches out to immediately grab it, then hesitates and tries to rearrange it so he doesn't accidentally claw her arm to get up.
Mm-hmm.
But he takes the hand.
She pulls you up, and before you even really get the chance to look around or do anything, she pulls you into an embrace. It's strange. It's foreign, at least for certain, but it's comforting. Some level of care that you never really felt in these moments. No one else you could really turn to. And you hear a whisper in your ear that I'm going to send to you in DMs.
Oh boy.
Secrets.
All fucking ready, huh?
Sorry. Making sure I'm spelling this right. And there you go. And just as quickly as that is whispered in your ear, you feel a tug, almost the scruff of your neck, the fur being pulled, and everything goes white. And the last thing you see before the pale is that smile.
I would ask if I had all recognized the face. No.
Roll an intelligence check.
Straight intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
That's another 8. That's a save.
Oh, intelligence save. Is the modifier the same?
No, it is not.
In that case, re-roll.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, slightly higher.
That is a 10.
There's a lick of familiarity to it. But you're not sure if that's just you wanting to remember, is the thing. And then it fades. Alright, who's next?
Looks like code if we're going on initiative.
I believe, yes, you are correct. And so, Code, what does Rio dream about?
He dreams about hidden places and dreams about discovery or solving secrets and figuring things out.
You remember well the streets of the capital, those crooked alleyways that you would often end up with finding hushed dealings of those awful gangs that Ale kept getting solicited by, that you could always have the chance to outrun if you found the right shortcut. And without even a map, knowing some of these alleys like the back of your hand, you can easily duck and weave and crawl between some of them. Before it starts to become strange. There's an alley where you haven't recognized before, and you swear you've passed this place at least 10 times this week. And you crest down another road, and another alleyway is gone. The more you try to look, and the more you try to look for familiar landmarks, and think, houses or signs that you recognize, you find yourself completely and utterly lost. What do you do?
I would like to look around, sniff around, see if I can get some sort of resemblance of familiarity back.
Absolutely. Roll a perception check.
This is in the dream, right?
What do you hope and presume is a dream?
Okay. In whatever state we're in, does the sense of smell work the same as it would?
Well, we'll see what happens. Roll a perception. I understand. Okay, I understand what you're trying to ask. Yes, you get advantage. Oop, sorry. 15, not bad. You're trying to catch a whiff on the air. Admittedly, the smell of, well, filth and death are pretty frequent around here, and it's a pungent scent that you are have at least learned to drown out somewhat decently. But for once, there is this brief smell of... You haven't been out to the woods very often, but there is that smell of fresh soil that catches your sinuses. The smell of moss and earth. That is, like, it's this sort of herbal, earthy scent that is very, like, it almost catches you off guard. And almost like it's almost sharp in comparison to the nose dulling, aching stench that you are often a bit at least somewhat accustomed to. And it is fresh and it is potent. And it seems to be going down another alleyway. That trail seems to come from.
I think I would like to cautiously enter or go towards that alleyway and see if I can find the source of it.
Okay. As you step on through, I would like you to roll a wisdom save. Oh.
Oof.
I'm not the only one.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Getting all the ones out now.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. Oh, sorry, give me that. This place is both eerily familiar and incredibly alien. As you walk through the alleyway and through a brief shadow cast against the moonlight from one of the side buildings, and you swear you blink even, and you are not in the city anymore. There's no sound really of any birds or anything, but that scent, that rich earthy scent is powerful here. You see trees that reach up to the heavens as far as you can even process, and the moonlight can only barely crawl its way through the canopy. You feel, ironically, both the most familiar and the most lost in this place. But you do feel some kind of pull, some type of tug. Something that kind of catches that instinctual curiosity of your brain. That is the only way I can describe it. And it's kind of leading you one direction and telling you to go.
I think I'm... Do I, like, know where that direction is?
I mean, it's hard to get a grasp of which way is north or south, but you feel where the pole is taking you.
Okay, I would like to go towards it.
Okay.
And look around and see if I notice anything on the way.
Okay. Roll a perception check. I will also say with advantage, because smell can also play a factor here. As you are running through the tree line, all fours, you are kind of ducking and weaving through bush and log and tree and rock. Eventually, you kind of turn to your wings to kind of more kind of jump and glide, beating them behind you to get more distance. As you feel yourself getting closer to and closer to whatever this pull, whatever this feeling is. And then you catch a whiff of something that finally breaks this monotony of verdance in this place. Once again, you cast the whiff of death, but not the same festering stench of disease and decay that you're so much familiar with. Almost that stench of... There's no other better way of saying this. Smell of manure. And this
That's pretty shitty.
Very this very noxious, almost swamp bog fumes is what catches your nostrils. And you look down and you see a corpse. Not so much desiccated, but almost it looks mummified. It is you at first you don't even make out the shape of where the head starts and the body ends until you realize it is preserved in the earth. You see roots and brambles wrapping around the arms and the neck and the body, almost as if it is pulling it deeper into the murk. The eyes are closed. The mouth is closed, almost peaceful, if you could even call it that. You can only barely make out the bones stretched on skin beneath the earth, though. It is mostly decomposed. There's very, very little that remains of what this person used to be.
I would like to dig around the roots that are holding the corpse in and see if I notice anything.
Sure. Investigation. $13. You're trying to pull and like kind of scratch at some of these roots that are holding this person into the earth, and they are old and they are thick and knotted. And admittedly, you're not really have much of the strength to really pull them away as much as you can kind of dig around them until you can find scraps of cloth, fabric, somehow pieces of this person's clothes remain. And you do eventually manage to dig out a pant pocket, kind of one of the legs. The knee is kind of sticking half out, where several other sort of dark flowered vines are once again growing up, almost trying to pull any form of struggle back down. But the pocket is open to you.
I would like to reach into the pocket and see what I can find, or if I recognize the clothing that it is part, or recognize the clothing.
There's this weird, that tugging, that pulling sense that you felt, this instinctual yearning. It's hard to really pin down, but there is a sense of familiarity to this individual, even more so than just the forest around you. But you can't put your finger on it, though, is the unfortunate thing. And it's almost that absence that almost makes that yearning grow stronger. But you can reach a paw in, kind of digging through the mud-soaked fabric, and manage to pull out, again, somehow unharmed, or, not filthy. You see this. A bracelet of some kind, woven, but clearly kind of fraying and tattered at certain edges. This is old, you can tell for certain, and was very well worn and very well used. And as you pull that out, you hear as the head slowly turns to look at you. And those eyes, kind of the moss and dirt that kind of got clotted, kind of creep open, trying to gaze almost for the first time in years, and you merely see two opalescent mirrors gazing back at you. There's something caught in this being's lungs as it's seemingly trying to speak, but can't really get the air to breathe.
Can I try to make out what it's trying to say?
Roll a perception check. $11. You're trying to listen, like you can tell they're trying to make out words, but again, their breath is so shallow with the weight of the earth on their chest, they can only barely rasp it out. And after a moment, you barely can see the twitch of a finger off to the side, almost trying to like beckon you to like come closer in order to hear.
I think what I'm going to do is put the bracelet around my arm or my paw and hover away or fly away with it.
Do you Sorry, do you not stay to listen for the guy, or are you just running off with it?
I'm a bit hesitant to approach any closer than I need to.
Okay. You really make out a chuckle from the guy as you turn to leave. As there is this, the head turns to look back. There was almost this look of expectation, but familiarity, as if he expected something like this to happen, as if he knew you, and is okay. And as the eyes slowly close, and you just continue flying, cresting higher and higher above the tree line, until all you can see is light. And that's where we'll leave you for a moment. Next up, I believe we have Mara. Or I should say Yue.
Yue, yeah.
What does Yue dream of, if you don't mind me asking?
God, that's a great question. She'd probably have, like, shredded parts of her, like, the memory that she doesn't quite have from when she was very little. Like, little sounds, noises, maybe flashing images. Again, stuff like, yeah, trying to recall memories that you just can't anymore, due to time. Coupled with a sense of wanting to find peace. Yeah. So sometimes, like, doing peaceful activities even in her dreams. Try to reclaim something.
As you drift off to sleep for the night, and trying to recall these fragments, these pieces, these petals of a memory, grasping for something coherent, to gain some sort of insight. Eventually, there is this movement, this flow in your mind, for lack of a better term, as you can almost hear the swaying of trees in the breeze. You can smell something floral. You can almost make out, though you can't exactly pinpoint what. And then, finally, you can kind of taste that metallic iron taste on your tongue. As your eyes open, and you look around to see a ruined field, but a field nonetheless. It's beautiful. Sometime in late spring, it feels. You almost want to say. The blossoms and petals are beginning to fall from your mind wants to intuit that these are gardens that were planted here, rather than natural flowers grown here. But you could barely tell the difference to the naked eye. And cresting further and further up the hill, you see the wall of the compound, for lack of a better term. The stone, those wide, deep stone castle walls, with a singular staircase almost creeping up to it. More of a ladder than a stair, I should say. Seems to be not the main entrance, per se. But at least it seems familiar. Like you look back and you saw this at one point.
Okay. I will head towards it, head up it.
Okay. Roll a wisdom save.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, got it. Ooh, not bad.
Oh.
You grip your hands against the bars as you slowly creep your way up. You have this weight you start to feel like it's heavier and heavier the more you begin to climb. And as you start crawling up, you see several more along this wall. Some of which looks like they were thrown back down. Some of them they couldn't throw back down in time. And as you finally reach over the heads, you finally catch that whiff of ash. Oh, okay, sorry. This whiff of old ash and smoke and cinder that contradicts the life that you smelt earlier. And you look down at the compound and it's empty, weirdly. The main courtyard, I should say.
Yeah, I pan my vision around before, I guess, heading down into the compound itself to further investigate.
Roll a perception check.
Okay. Let's see.
Ooh, almost forgot. Sorry. There we go.
Dirty 20.
There we go. Dirty 20, not bad. It takes a moment as you kind of crest back down the other side and drop into the courtyard proper. And there is this almost this haze across the ground that leaves everything somewhat obscured. You recognize now is why you didn't see anything at first. And as you drop, and your wings kind of instinctively flutter, that mist almost kind of wafts up and begins to dissipate. And you see bodies. Some are charred, some seem to have been, you see the armor caved in on itself, as if they had been crushed. You see, ironically, a multitude of different banners. Unfortunately, the symbols are only really so clear to pan out, except for your own, of which you can see many amongst the fields here.
Probably out of panic's not the right word, but a drive. I probably rush from one to another. Each one that has the symbol, like just starting to check each body, see if I see someone I barely recognize, or see if one is alive, if one is still there, if one's still present, at least even for a moment. Yeah.
Investigation check.
Okay.
19. Pretty damn good. And so, you quickly, almost sporadically, just going from body to body, face to face. Every one you turn to, it's blurry, unfortunately. Almost as if it's only a really face you saw in passing. As you're running along. You start to remember shouts now, hearing screams, someone to call for the alarm, someone to get your parents, someone to get help of some kind, and your senses almost lean you to look back up towards an alarm tower. Along one of the corners of the wall of this compound, of which you can't really see the floor of as much as you can see, unfortunately, more bodies seemingly hanging from it off the side.
Hmm.
One final thing that I will say, and the one solace I suppose that you could take from this is that if none of these faces are familiar, the ones that you care the most about finding are not amongst this pile.
That's fair. That's probably my attention has turned to the tower. Probably looking to I'd probably try to fly up towards it and try to get a vantage point, maybe pull a couple of the bodies off of their hanging back onto it or something, or yeah, just to try to like look about, try to do something that I might have not been able to do way back then.
One final perception check.
Okay.
21. Damn. Okay.
Jeez.
Sheesh. All right. Fate's picking favorites apparently tonight.
Apparently.
Alrighty, fucking around.
I'm sorry for sending ones to the rest of you.
No, it's fine. All right. So, you just kind of flutter your way up onto the wall. Trying to kind of like you kind of have to crawl your way through the arrow slits along the wall to even get into this space to properly get to it, because unfortunately when you fly you need to protect against people who can fly, and so you manage to squeeze your way through this space and make it out kind of tumbling onto the other side. Your wings kind of sting a little bit from getting caught. And you look out, and it is a bloodbath in here. The forms that you can make out, there are a multitude of... There are individuals in armor. You see bodies of tightly wound dark blue fabric covering their face and their body. And you see where the alarm bell should be a rope cut. And looking down at the base, you see a bell. An alarm unrung. A betrayal. No one could cry for help.
I just kind of sullenly stare at it, like, my body almost wants to fall down to my knees, but doesn't. It's almost like I'm maybe stuck in place or frozen, just kind of in the thought. Yeah. Probably, yeah, then, like, look up after a little bit.
One more wisdom saving throw for me.
Okay.
13. There is unfortunately one face you recognize amongst the pile. You see where the bell were to lay, almost kind of the arms curled in, clutching it. You see a familiar-looking Xiongfang face, decorated in these very ornate-looking ornamental robes, as if they'd just done some sort of ceremony, that are now soaked with ichor. And clutching it in her arms is the bell. Not so much in, how do I word this? Almost in a sense of longing or yearning, some sense of trying to grasp onto something important before you see the wound going down the back. You see the midwife, or the nurse, I should say, that took care of you for much of your youth, before your first molt. Stabbed in the back before she could scream.
Tears start to well up in my eyes as I reach down for her and try to pick her up. Yeah, I try to lift her, or at least move her to a more peaceful position. Closing her eyes if they're open. Yeah.
Doesn't take too long, and her eyes are closed already, at the very least. Whatever it was quick, if that's any solace, it seems. And as you kind of reorient on her back, kind of gazing up at the heavens, you almost feel the hand give as a tink, 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 the bell falls out.
I would pick up the bell, then a couple of my smaller limbs, helping put hers more into restful positions.
And as you kind of stand up again, trying to orient yourself after everything that's just happened, one last wisdom save. Top 20. You look out amongst the blossoms beginning to fall as it starts to become difficult to tell the difference between petals and snow as a thick blanket of winter begins to fall upon this place, seemingly burying whatever memories or whatever layers of familiarity are here are now coated and covered. And amidst the tree line, behind, I guess for you, it would be the front gate. Peering out from behind one of the crenulations, that's the word. You see an ivory white kenku. The eyes are equally as pale and bright, and the robes, once again, equally so. It is effeminate, or female, as far as you can tell. And there is a single taloned hand that beckons you to follow.
Clutching the bell in one of my larger hands, I make my way towards this kenku. One of my smaller hands keeping to where my two blades sit on my right hip, just almost readying for just in case.
Just forgot. There you go.
The bell.
Yep. And as the walk forward into the woods eventually turns to a run, then to a sprint, then to flight, as you move faster and faster through the tree line. until eventually it abruptly halts into a clearing. And amongst the snow and flowers of plum blossoms, you see a well.
Oh dear.
And,
I was gonna say, yeah, my eyes probably track around the area, just again keeping eye for the Kenku, for just anyone, anything. But yeah.
The Kenku lands as a pair of wings that had sprouted from their back slowly begin to fold back in again as you realize this is not a Kenku.
Yeah.
And as they simply walk up and sit upon the edge of this well that you see now is covered currently, they once again gesture you to come forward with Talon, as if they're about to whisper something.
I give one last kind of cursory look around before heading towards them. Probably coming to sit beside them, if possible.
Mm-hmm. And as they whisper in your ear, I will message what they say in DMs.
Oh boy.
Yes. Yeah, they just whisper in your ear. Ass.
Yes. Yep, that's it. That's a secret.
Oh dear.
And as they relay that message to you, another two talon fingers point to look out along against the tree line, and you can barely make out. They almost remind you of lanterns. These soft, glowing orbs that you can only make out the shape of the light. They're so distant, as much you can't really make out the shape of what's the source is.
Mm-hmm. I'd probably hesitate for just a moment, hearing their words, and then upon noticing the lights, I'd probably snap my attention to that, as my brain probably still swimming with what the Kenku means by that, by what they told me. And kind of confusion in the hesitation, as it's like something new, different, enemy, friend. Yeah.
The most that you can tell that this is comforting. There is no hostility to her voice.
Okay. But yeah, some of that reaction was to the lights.
And you almost feel your legs begin to move one after the other.
Okay.
As they walk, heading further into the woods, almost trying to search for these lights or see where they lead. And only the closer do you get, the shape never gets clearer, but the light gets brighter and brighter and brighter. And that's where we'll leave you.
Okay.
And last, but certainly not least, I apologize for the wait.
No worries.
What does Mew dream of?
I think my dreams are often manifestations of all the possibility that I feel, awaits me and could be just within my grasp. But these are things that I can never quite reach.
You can almost make out the faintest shape of lines and drawings and schematics and designs. Things for new tools, new weapons, maybe, new, even some reminding you of limbs. All the countless ideas that are kind of scrawled out on a multitude of different shades of paper. Until you see the hands of one of those papers begin to move, the ink coiling and twisting until that hand pulls and reaches itself out from the drawing. And you make out a very familiar form, hunched over, the hands tightly wound and powerful, but still clearly old and gnarled and wrinkly, wrapped in these old medical bandages and old, long desiccated, soaked blood. And the fabric kind of almost has to peel itself from the pages as this hulking form shadows over you in this space. The covered face, the head of this form, I should say, eventually pulls itself out from under the hood, and you see no eyes, but bandages similar to before, similar to what's on the arms, as well as a large, long, crooked raven's beak. And then as it opens, you see a smile of rows upon rows of human teeth. My child, you may stand before your grandmother.
I almost instinctively, not of my own volition, stand to acknowledge her, and just incline my head now into a bow. Grandmother?
Always so polite. That's what I liked about you. And so much bright potential, too. It's a shame I haven't heard so much from you as of late. Too busy to make sure you write back. The grin widens.
I still have my head down. I haven't dared to meet her gaze.
A crooked hand gestures within your vision. You can look up now.
Look up. My apologies, grandmother. The work.
That's all? Oh, go ahead.
The work continues as you have bade me to do so, and I have found much success in carrying out the duties assigned to me. It is because of this that I have been unable to find the time to contact you.
Of course, dearie. And I am quite impressed with the gifts that you have been able to procure for me. And it is because of those, and that you've done so well to spread the word, that my punishment for you will be only very mild. Merely to catch up, and but a simple request of you.
Of course.
I'm sure it's nothing that would take you too far out of your way. And she will reach behind her, as she lets out this soft chuckle under her breath that now you catch this whiff of... There's no other better way of saying this, of graveyard soil. This smell of old earth and blood and death upon her breath. And with that chuckle as her mouth widens, you see the several more rows that go back further and further than any normal human should have. And she gingerly pulls out a small... Oops, sorry, almost forgot. There you go. She pulls out this small, tiny, ebony black, charred black thing that you can only barely make out against the dark, sickly maroon of her blood-soaked linens. And you see... you'd think is a bone of some kind. It's hard to tell whether it's part of something like some larger piece, or if it's something standalone. But you see... If I can grab it, sorry. There it is. You see this. Merely a keepsake of a companion I want to make sure does not get lost. You understand?
Of course.
Now...
Where might I find
Oh,
them?
go ahead. Hmm?
Do you wish me to bring this to them, or is this...
Something to protect, I should say. But, because of this importance, this grand importance that I give upon you, there is indeed someone that might help to keep in better contact, we'll say. Do you have any shears on you, darling?
Turn. I imagine I was like sitting at. I was like sitting at a workbench where I'm sure I have something like that.
Mm-hmm. You have something sharp for certain.
Just reach back and very carefully, grab them and hold them out to her.
Thank you. And she will delicately but forcefully, with a very tight grip, pulling a lock of your hair and being gentle as I can, child. And she will snip a lock of hair, bind it, and then hold it in front of you. To make sure this is followed through. You may take this. And she puts the lock of hair back into your palm. With these massive fingers that easily overshadow your own. And as it reaches closer, you once again get that smell of an old mortuary. The chemicals and bodies, as she almost hisses out. You will take this. You will start a fire, as I'm sure you're very good at doing. Make sure it is before a mirror, and you must whisper a name to it 3 times. That is the companion who will be helping you from here on out. Come here, child. And she'll gesture for you to come closer to whisper the name, almost as if she doesn't want someone to overhear.
There's a fraction of a moment of hesitation before I follow.
I won't even have you roll a Constitution save for this. You can feel your stomach start to heave.
Yeah.
As you get closer to her. And you're able to stomach it, as you've done many times before. And as she whispers into your ear a name, I will send in DMs. Say that name 3 times, child, before you go to sleep. When it is appropriate for you, of course. But don't dally. You don't want to leave grandmother waiting. The smile creeps up again.
Of course not.
Almost cartoonishly wide, but not comforting in any state as this. Thank you. I'm sure you have plenty of questions, and they'll all be answered in due time. She kind of pauses, as her head kind of cranes up, almost as if she's, even though, again, bandages over where eyes would be, no way of seeing, she kind of looks, almost as if she's peering over you, over at someone. Before she kind of cocks her, oh, go ahead.
Like behind me or elsewhere?
Almost like behind you or almost through you.
Okay.
Oh, what is it? What? All right. Seems that you are quite lucky indeed. Someone's requesting you. And you feel like a sort of a gentle tap on the shoulder. Much more gingerly in comparison to what you're used to.
That's a pretty low bar.
Touché, but point still stands.
Is my grandmother still present?
Mm-hmm.
I, once again bow. It is always a pleasure to see you, grandmother. And I will be in touch very soon.
By next new moon, dearie. If you
Naturally.
Until we meet again. Oh God.
And once I'm like fairly certain that it's safe to like turn away her or where she was standing, I'll turn around.
You turn around and you don't really see much of a form, as much as you're almost swaddled up in these flashes of light and gold. There's this brief feeling of almost being like cradled like a baby, for lack of a better term. And as you feel this weight kind of pulled up from you, just as quickly you are plopped back down into this feeling of, contrary to before, of warmth and of light that is kind of cresting beneath behind your eyelids, I'll just say.
Okay. If my eyes are closed, I'll open them.
Okay. And as you open them, you look out to see a field of... Your mind interprets it at the very least as powder. These roving dunes of sand or gold or... There's a voice in your mind that wants to call it snow, but that doesn't seem right. This endless fields of sand and of mist. And if I might ask, what does the silhouette of Mew look like?
Ambiguous at best.
Of course.
Sometimes it is true. It is true to form for her. You know, her. We'll call it, I suppose, her resting form. Sometimes it stretches further than she can. Yeah, than she can sometimes conceive.
Oops, sorry.
And other times, impossibly small. It seems to have a will of its own, she thinks.
Fluctuating, I suppose you could call
yes.
it.
Yeah.
And as you kind of crest out looking across the dunes, you see no form of gold, no fabric, no cloth of anything that you briefly saw in that glimpse of light. Though you can barely make out shapes along the sand. I almost want to call them bodies.
Are they close?
Well, it's a bit of a hike. It's, you know what? Roll a perception check, actually, as you start to gather your bearings here. Nice. This is weird. When the first step you try to do is like, all right, we'll start trying to gauge the distance between, how big this dune is and how far the other. How far away is that? It's. I mean, but you've. I presume you've at least been to a beach once, or at least have seen a large amount of sand, in one area for the sake of construction material or building or whatever. So you're familiar, with how it should look. You first kind of look down, and I guess almost the reason why you want to call it snow or powdery is that almost is like it's like sediment at the bottom of a lake. Like it doesn't, it's flowy at the edges and doesn't want to like settle fully. And this haze kind of continues along these rolling hills. And as it goes further and further, you can't see where the sand ends and the horizon begins. But you can at least make out what's not sand, or whatever the hell this substance is. And it's at least not... It's not past the next dune. If that's any solace.
I have some point of reference, so I will continue in that direction.
And you start to walk. And walk. And walk. Until you start to lose a grasp of how long you've been walking here. Until those silhouettes slowly become clearer and clearer. And so now... Mara?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say the silhouette of Yue would look like?
Fairly large and somewhat imposing. Again, she's about 8'7".
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat bulkier frame. Heavy curvature due to insectoid shape.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, typically the size and just kind of the broadness of like her double shoulders are something that's noticed on a first silhouette look.
You see this large form in the sand, kind of sprawled out, multiple limbs almost like an octopus, or some form of something non-human. It's kind of spat out into the sand here. The wing, what we almost think are wings, are almost these paper like flaps that seem to kind of just like flutter and flow, and there's a weird kind of give to them, almost like paper. As something or someone is currently unconscious, or at least not awake, quote unquote. Or are you awake?
Who really is awake at this time?
Touche. What do you do?
I think my first reaction is just surprise. I don't think I've ever, aside from grandmother, I've probably never seen someone of like such imposing stature before.
Oh, even like compared to giant bugs, like, yeah, yeah. This feels. The most I'll say is that this feels different, but you don't like what this reminds you of.
Yeah. So, with a healthy amount of trepidation, can I see this individual's face?
Do you try? Like they're like on their stomach, in the sand. Do you try to like pull them over?
Gently.
Okay. Yeah, you try to pull on one of the, we'll say, the larger pair of limbs. What feels like it's less likely to rip off as you start to try to move this body. There's a heft to it. As you kind of gotta like, okay, pull to flip her over, and you can make out those bright segmented eyes, but it is still blurry. Like there's still, it's almost like out of focus, as is the best way to describe it. But very quickly, you do feel a sort of weight, or like a sort of pulling at your shoulder, until as you're kind of on your back and that light, kind of burns into your vision for a brief minute, as you are in sand?
Yeah, I probably initially grown almost like it's like sleeping was, this and that, and just kind of probably a few slow blinks as like one of my bigger hands comes to kind of like shield above my face, just to like try to block some of the light out before my eyes start to focus.
Yeah, and as you come to, Mew, you do note that those subsequent bodies seem to be a lot closer, seem to be more closer to each other than they were to the dune, and so it seems like just kind of one after the other, almost like haphazardly in a line. But yes, you have this person in front of you that you at least seems to be someone.
Somebody. Yeah, and at this point I probably start standing up, so the full size kind of kicks in as I like check over myself. Not sure if anything is different here from my dream or when I last went to sleep, so checking for items.
Oh yeah. You mean you feel like, kind of pat down your person, you feel as though you have your belongings on you, ironically enough.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, like smaller hands are starting to like pat over, feeling it's like, all right, there's one scabbard, 2, 3, kind of just doing the quick check weapons. check to make sure I have things.
That is the one weird thing though that I will definitely point out is that you definitely recall you did not sleep in your armor.
Oh yeah, so as my hands suddenly start touching my chains, yeah, just kind of like my head cocks a little bit, just confused, like, huh?
And I would also say this for Mew as well. You do also have all of your equipment on you.
Okay. One thing I would do now that I see this frankly terrifying person is starting to stir.
This giant bumblebee.
You have never seen anything like this before, outside of some other not so great examples.
So I think my first instinct is to back away, and when I'm by myself and I know for sure there's no one around that would see me when I don't want to be seen. I'm just kind of in my resting form, but now that there's definitely someone here that I don't know, I just immediately shift into my moon elf form.
And so now there is the more standardized humanoid figure.
Yeah.
I will say, Yue, you can at least make out the sort of pale, almost lavender wisteria purple to the skin and those blue eyes, but the face is, again, out of focus.
More than fair. Like, I tried to look kind of for a moment, but again, like, my perception is wondering, am I still in a dream? Because yeah, especially like not being able to tell the face, that was like the majority of what happened in my dreams. So like I'm more quietly trying to piece together and see, it's like, am I awake? Yeah, but yeah, like I definitely have my vision on Mew.
And so now there is a bit of a rumble, not so much a rumble, but almost a disturbance in the sand, as poking out, kind of spitting and hacking out from the sand, there is a much smaller form that seems to crawl its way out after being half buried. Code, if you would like to describe what your character's silhouette would look like.
I guess when he's on the ground, he just looks like the silhouette of a regular house cat.
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Maybe a little bit beefier at the wings on the side, but...
Yeah, the shoulders are a bit more full. So as far as Yue and Mew are concerned, there is this weirdly bulky cat, or at least very really bulky feline form that just kind of pulls itself out of the sand. And is able to kind of like rummage and like kind of flutter itself off as any sort of sand that was covering the fur and the wings just kind of like doesn't really settle, more just kind of sweeps along on any mild current, across this place. And also, yes, Code, you do indeed have your equipment, which means you also kind of have your, like, you do have your, you have your hat and your equipment and stuff on you.
A cat with a hat.
And you would also turn over to see, as I described before, not only this weird scenery, but also these two very blurry forms in front of you. One much larger than the other.
When you say right in front of you, like, we're all in the same area?
Roughly.
Like, they're like a few feet away, or are they like far away?
We'll say about 15 feet away or so.
Okay.
Like between each body.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably turned my head a little bit if I picked up the sound of him digging out. And just kind of that whole motion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the hunter instincts kick in and just wait, what?
A little bit.
Okay, I'd like to. I gotta keep my distance, look around, see if I can catch my bearings while keeping the two figures in the corner of my eyes.
Okay. Perception check.
Advantage or no?
No. Unfortunately, not here. Sorry.
Just making sure.
Everything smells like sand.
Ah!
Oh.
God.
Oh, I hate.
Smells
Oh, I know
like
that. I know that feeling, and it
everything
sucks.
smells like sand.
Yeah,
No.
I was just like, yeah, sand in the nose. Oh.
Yeah, just that.
It's worse in every way than water in the nose because water's at least just a
goes away.
liquid.
Yeah.
Well, salt water can sting the nose pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, but this is like grainy.
Yeah, and sand in the body is like glitter. No matter what you do, you're not getting rid of all of it.
Ooh, beach glitter.
Also, looks like you got raided.
Ah!
Greetings and salutations, as everyone. As much as I would love to get into the whole spiel here, we are still, of course, in the middle of a D&D session, but I will be more than happy and willing to entertain you, introduce ourselves and folks in a minute.
I do have a question about how long we're running tonight. Since we were about a half an hour later, we're going to continue to run for another hour now?
There is a certain point I want to try to get to. We might go a little bit later. We'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll
Gotcha.
cross
Just checking. Sorry.
Yes. No, okay, no problem. But yes, for those who need to raid and dash, I totally understand. By all means, go eat food, go rest, go do things. But for those who wish to stay a while and listen. But yes, we find ourselves amid this very lucid desert, I suppose I'll say, as one by one each of these blurry silhouettes of forms, you can make out colors, not so much details or faces, as almost as if right on cue, I believe next we have Braun. If you could describe what the silhouette of your character looks like.
The silhouette looks somewhat like, okay, I guess the question is which form?
I will say you are in your human form.
Okay, cool. The form that appears before you all is a somewhat like, I want to say if it looks about your average human form, masculine, about, I want to say 6'1" to 6'2" in height. Almost like a very short, what I guess I would describe it as like the sides of the head shaved with like a slight bit of like stuff at the top.
Okay.
At least that's what you'd be able to make out.
As much as I hate to say it, but that's the thing that immediately pops into my head. Your silhouette basically looks like every like grizzled white guy protagonist.
The silhouette, at least from the front, except for the fact that like the legs don't seem to separate.
Yeah.
If it's just the silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be a robe of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone sees a vaguely humanoid form as it stands up, almost seems to still be fused with the sand at first. Before it's like, why is this? Oh, okay, that's a robe or a dress or something of that sort. As your brain kind of tries to process it more and more of what you're trying to see.
It does show the feet, I will say.
Mm-hmm. It's from the distance in
For
this
free?
Yeah.
For free, bro.
I mean, I don't want to spoil things, but you might be pleased. For information later.
Tixel, don't make it weird.
Hey,
we
we
just got a raid. You're gonna scare them off already.
Anyway,
I had to find out eventually.
Wait, yeah,
You know
wait,
how I feel about
save it
sweet.
for when they're comfortable, then pull out the weird shit. No, I'm kidding.
No, but if we pull out the weird shit now, they know what it's gonna be like. Yeah. Anyways,
But
what
yes.
does Bronze see?
You see, as I described, a very similar scene before. You can't even tell where the sand ends and the horizon begins. Everything is almost out of focus and blurry, and this goes for everyone. Like, no matter which way you turn, the middle of your vision is more vibrant than the peripheral. And every time you go to turn, you know, everything gets kind of blurrier and more muted at the edges, which almost again that pulls back that word of snow back to your mind again, even though you know that's not right.
Can I look at my hand? Do I see my hand, or is it weird?
You look down. You yourself look a lot clearer, and I'll say that for everyone else, for everyone here, looking down at yourself, your form is a lot clearer than you looking at everyone else's bodies. It's just, you know, everyone else looks like you're gazing on like a horizon line from 10 miles away, even though they're right up in front of you.
Sun in the toes. And Bron's going to kind of try and stride towards the closest humanoid figure and holler out, "Hey!
A voice.
Do you know what we are?"
Yeah, sorry. A voice finally breaks the silence. And as that voice rings out, that does slowly stir you, Ale. As the that blinding light that you just stained and burned into your vision, those swirling inky colors behind your eyelids still are swimming. You feel awful. Mechanically, there's nothing different about you, but like it'll definitely take you a minute to like stir. As you kind of have to pull yourself out of the sand and kind of brush the dust and sand off of you. And it is bright here. It is not good to the senses, but it's at least warmer and less harsh in comparison to that horrid experience you just had.
All right. I guess I'm going to rise. Another somewhat tall, small for my people, standing about 6 feet. Very lanky, tattered robes. Looking around just to try and get my bearings as I seem to be mumbling to myself. Groggily.
So, the 5 of these silhouettes have joined each other in this... Well, where the hell are we?
I guess I'll go ahead and ask, is that a cat?
Yeah, kind of in response,
that draws my attention. I shake my head and try and look for the cat.
Ale, actually. The one clear form that you can make out from any of these people here is your trusted friend. Pointed hat and all, as they brush themselves off. There's a slight haze to their form, but it is much clearer, and you can very clearly indicate, oh, I know them.
Is that a cat wearing a hat?
Ah, Rio. Here, kitty.
Can I walk over or fly over to her and land on her shoulder?
Yeah, you can fly. Yeah, it's you almost feel weightless here. As you just kind of flap your wings to get up into the air, kind of expecting a current to float on, but there's nothing. But you're still floating. As you kind of swim your way through the air, over towards your friend, and presumably onto their shoulder.
Make sure I support the kitty with my shoulder.
Probably at like Brand's vocalizing and like watching the cat go towards this other figure. I probably do a quick stretch and like shake my body a little bit, trying to get what sand is like stuck between the bristles of my of the fluff like on my various parts of my body, and like my wings fluttering to try to help push any remaining sand off of me.
Yeah, there's a brief like helicopter buzz. That's the way I could describe it. This resonant hum and this fluttering hum that is so foreign to most of you, outside of like dragonfly wings. You know, there's a brief thing as the sand just kind of billows for a brief moment in this cloud, coming off.
Yeah, that arm suddenly just kind of like waves up, just like immediately almost regretting them.
Shit.
Yeah, just like a couple coughs as I try to make sure to not like inhale any.
I will ask nature, does Braun feel like he can utilize some of his abilities right now?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Do I feel like I can use some of my abilities right now? Or am I like
That's a
cut
very
off?
Good question. Make an intelligence save.
An intelligence save, you got it. That's an 8.
This is you know the feeling of when you wake up with a hangover.
Oh.
It's not exactly that. Like, as you kind of like try to concentrate and like kind of hold out your hand for a moment, you feel that tingle in your palm and going up your fingers. But it's
trying to do
fuzzy.
a particular
It's
one.
weird.
So as he tries to do something, nothing seems to come out.
It feels like you really need to kind of concentrate and process if you really want to try to pull something.
I think he's still gonna give some strain and try.
All right, what do you try to do?
I'm going to try to manifest Illuminator.
Ooh, could you grab the description for that for me, please?
I can, as we have not imported it to the character sheet quite yet. Should I just post it in the thing?
That's fine. That'll work, as long as I can read it.
It is a first order power, so unless you specify due to the situation, it doesn't make me roll. But there's the description, at least the effect from it.
All right. So there's this brief kind of shimmer to the sands, sort of in the direction that you kind of cast. And that dust cloud that billowed earlier, the wind almost begins to sweep up, and below that, forwards, around where Braun is trying to concentrate. And for a brief minute, there is this dazzling golden sparkle of color, and almost as if you like when you turn a flashlight on for the first time. In the forest, and you see all of the those reflective lights. There is this speckling, almost glitter-like quality, as now you can start making out different colors of gold and indigo and violet, as the light kind of shimmers and reflects against it. and as it passes back away out of the light, that color almost immediately fades.
Does the light stay there? Or does it, like, flicker and die out?
You can keep it for a moment. Before, like, the more you kind of concentrate, like, it slowly starts to kind of shimmer and fade.
Before it does fade, can I try and point it towards at least, like, the lower portions of some of these figures to see if that helps me make out more details?
Sure.
That's the attempt.
What would I roll for this? We'll just say doing
I don't know,
straight
perception?
honestly,
Concentration?
intelligence check plus your proficiency.
Intelligence plus proficiency. Proficiency is 2 right now, so we'll just
You could basically
manually
the
add
equivalent
that.
of like a spell casting check.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
21.
a 21.
21? Nice.
Yeah.
So, as you try to cast that light out, that swirling dust almost begins to follow behind, as if it's like a tailwind to this effect you're trying to cause. And as that golden kind of glittering shimmer kind of cascades along the back of all of these different forms, the blurry figures don't seem to get any clearer as much as the colors briefly get a bit more saturated and vibrant before they pass. Though you do briefly illuminate what can only be described as a masked face in the dust cloud before it, just as quickly as it passes, it disappears.
I'm sorry, I got talked at and had to mute myself. What?
The dust cloud that carries as you try to point this light across these different silhouettes, they themselves don't get clearer, though they get brighter, and as it passes between Mew and Yue, there is a brief flicker of a masked smile that kind of glitters in the sand and dust before it disappears just as quickly as it appeared.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, seeing that, Bron's just going to lower the hand where, like, it was... suppose the light was probably coming from his palm or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just going to go, right? Well, that didn't help.
Bron, make a wisdom save.
You got it.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Another one. I'm so good at these.
Roll for madness.
Hey, not bad.
Hey, 15.
You feel goosebumps begin to form on your skin, and your hairs start to raise up as this brief kind of flow of current kind of sweeps around behind you, almost as if the sweep of like a blanket or a cloak briefly graces against your back and your shins before you kind of turn back and sort of look at it, and it's gone. And you turn back, and there's a form right in front of you. This bright, in contrast to the sand, this bright gold appears in front of your form. This, you want to call it robes, but otherwise this very simple shape of flowing gold, and with a pale ivory white smiling mask, no features otherwise. Just is kind of staring and standing in front of you, kind of leaning over, staring intently, the head cocked.
May I help you?
And just as quickly as it appears, it just disappears into the sand. And that swirling cloud of dust begins to swirl around again. heading over towards Rio and Ale this time, as it just almost kind of apparating from the cloud. Once again, that shimmering form of gold just kind of appears, looking, then disappears, and this repeats, going back and forth amongst the crowd, amongst the group here, as if he's just kind of looking from different angles, just poking their head out before they disappear again.
So yeah, did I notice any of that? I'm guessing it just rolled back on me, or if it didn't, I'm just curious if I noticed any at all.
Oh, now, like, after the first time, now everyone's starting to see it.
Okay. Did it look at me or like closely towards me at any point?
Briefly.
During that, I probably tried to reach a hand out towards it.
Roll to grapple.
Roll to grapple. Okay. Let's see.
Combat rolls.
Combat roll. Let's see. That would just be strength and proficiency, right? Okay.
As a 14. Nice. So, as the briefly kind of just flash in and out, as the cloud comes towards you, you're like, oh no you don't. And as they go to appear, you quickly grab for the fabric, or whatever these golden flowing robes are, and you manage to pull at the scruff of their coat, as they're brought like face to face with you. And that, once again, that featureless, smiling face just kind of looks at you deadpan, like the kid just got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Is the best way I can describe it, with what little facial features you're going off of, until you realize, wait, the mask is moving, as the toothless smiling grin almost widens, and it's almost like silently cackling. Do you continue holding on?
Almost out of reflex, I let go, and my large left hand immediately grabs for the longer blade on my right hip, and draws it out almost out of like startlement.
Yeah, he just falls back on the ground, like cackling, laughing his ass off, even though you hear nothing. Like, it's like legs kicking in the air, like that you kind of see now, which almost seem to like is kicking up dust. You can't even properly see what's underneath the robes. This weird display, and even as you pull the blade out, he doesn't stop. And it seems to just kind of catch his breath for a minute before standing up, and he kind of just gives like a point and a weird look, as like one of the eyes kind of raise up like an eyebrow raising, but it's clearly awkward and weird looking.
Yeah, probably my other large hand goes to grasp at the lower part of the handle, just kind of like, assuming a stance just in case if he tries to move closer. Just kind of being defensive.
As like he stands still like a statue as that glittering gold begins to dissipate again, back into the ether, and you actually start to see lines start to scratch and scrawl along the ground, and you're kind of looking like, what the fuck is it? Until you start reading, oh, it's Shengengo. It starts reading out, and it reads out simply, I like you.
Like, my eyes read over that, and then, like, not even turning my head from the text, like, I just turn my vision back to look at him, while, again, not putting the blade away, not, keeping it a defensive defensively towards him. Because, yeah, this is just like, what the fuck?
For everyone else looking down at what was just scrawled into the sand, you see it read in clear as day in common.
Oh, that's weird.
Can I see this very curious person's like physical form? Well, like, you know, the mask and all that.
Perception check.
Nope.
It's simply, it's almost, it's weird. You can clearly see like there are shapes, like as almost if there's a body, you know, underneath it, as if, you know, they're moving and dancing as they go. But just as quickly as it starts to get that puppet like structure, or like, you know, that puppet back in it, then it just quickly just almost dissolves, you know, and it just goes fluid again, and then back into that cloud of powder. Whoever or whatever this is. Oh, go ahead.
Is there enough of like a corporeal form that could like serve as like the focus for a spell?
You want to try to target them with something?
I would like to try to communicate with them via message.
Okay. I'll say they do regularly pop in and out of that cloudy, dusty form. So if you want to try to align things up and try to send that message, you absolutely can try. What message do you try to send?
I think so. I'm thinking in my head, this is obviously some sort of magical entity. So that's what Mew is thinking. You know, this is all very strange. So this is obviously something outside of like a normal creature. And with that in mind, in Sylvan, I'm just going to simply ask, who are you?
The head immediately turns your direction as you send that message. And briefly, without them even coming close to you, there's almost like this like puff of smoke and dust that clouds up in the air, and you can briefly kind of see in glittering letters for and above you. Sorry, what was the question again?
Just who are you?
You simply see glittering in Sylvan, a friend. And then just as quickly as it appears, it just dissipates.
So, Rio's a bit freaked out still from the so-and-so flight he took, where he felt weightless.
Understandable. Yeah, it's this place feels weird.
Can I like see if I notice anything odd about the sand or the like atmosphere even? Maybe
everything's weird. I'll even give it to you without the perception check. Like, as I kind of described, everything is almost like sediment at the bottom of a lake or at the bottom of an ocean, to where it kind of like it's a lot more weightless and floaty than you would expect. You know, gravity and stuff to or even wind to carry something. And even everything is kind of like cloudy and thick and murky. Like you can't make out individual grains as much as you can make out like kind of clouds and shapes.
I would like to start a bit of a ritual.
Okay.
Because I have the ability to cast Detect Magic, but as a ritual only. As a racial. So I want to start preparing Detect Magic.
As you prepare...
So that'll take a little while to get completed.
I think it's a safe bet to presume you're kind of doing this as this popping in and out has been happening. As the Detect Magic goes off, roll a Wisdom save. there's no other way of putting this. It just kind of becomes an acid trip. As the tech magic goes off, the world just saturates in color surrounding you everywhere. It is shimmering and reflective and warbling all these different shades and colors.
Alright, I yelp out and basically cry out how, like, the weave of magic's all around us. Something's not as it seems.
The form appears again in front of you, and just kind of gives, again, another silent chuckle and a nod. Before kind of once again dissipating, and you'll start to see, much larger than all of the other messages, writing out in the sand before you. All of you are fated. For what, we shall see.
Yeah, just like
Right.
I was gonna say, yeah, just a perplexed expression just gets on my face. Like, I take a couple steps back, like starting to relax that defensive sword posture, like not putting it away yet, but definitely just kind of like, again, I'm confused.
I would also like to ascribe once again for Yue, the message is in Shingengo. For Mew, it is in Sylvan now, written out. And for everyone else, it's in common.
Yeah, most likely then in that sense, like, like you definitely kind of she almost like mumbles in Shingengo, because again, for her perception is she's seeing that text, so she's confused why it's speaking in a form like, or like why the message almost seems like for her, because she's not sure of any of the others.
One thing I will say, though, just as a minor side note, trying to read out the Shingengo, it's like chicken scratch. Like, you can read what it's meant to be, but it's like, what the fuck is this?
What child wrote this?
Like a child writing it?
Kind of.
How's it Sylvan?
About the same.
Interesting.
Like,
But the common's fluent and easy to read.
like cursive.
It's way harder to read.
The
None of us can
only
actually tell what
reason-
it says.
The only reason Braun can read it is because he's a poet.
Yep.
Oh god, there's
and after that message kind of scrolls itself out, the wind kind of sweeps it away as another message is written. I want to see your potential.
I'm gonna try another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to use one of my other powers?
Sure.
This time I'm gonna try and use shared thoughts. That is a lot.
Oh boy, okay.
oh dear.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna target another person here. I'm gonna try and target the
form.
form.
Okay. What message do you send?
Speak plain. What are we doing here? Potential in what sense? And it's gonna end there, despite having way more words I could use.
Another script writes out in front of you, personally, reading, nothing is plain here. You are all fated. I want to test your potential.
So no new information except nothing is plain here.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's normal.
And then there's about a 5 or 10 second delay before he hears, "Want to entertain me?"
Braun will just out loud go, "You've got my interest."
There's a brief moment where that dust cloud turns golden, and there's like a jump, like 5 or 10 feet of the air, like yippee, before it dissipates into sand once more. And that sand and that form just dives down properly into the dunes now, and it's probably Rio and Yue who first feel it who first feel it because of that instinctual response of, you know, when weather patterns change.
Mm-hmm.
You feel the faintest sensation of a gust beginning to form on the horizon line.
Fair.
And that I won't even have you roll for Yue and Rio, as you both kind of peer out that direction, almost instinctually, you kind of see where previously, even though it kind of blended together, it was kind of stagnant. Now it's very churning and moving. And that fluctuating curve and pull gets bigger and bigger until you realize, oh fuck, that's a sandstorm.
Yeah, I quickly relax my arms, putting my blade back into its sheath as I kind of look around to see if there's a way to, like, find cover, get cover. Not exactly running, but like looking around to see if there's a place we could go to get away from what's coming.
You look right, left, you look right, you look ahead, you look behind.
Nothing.
Shit.
You look up and you look down.
Mm-hmm. No, you look up. No, not gonna find shit there. You look down. You know when like a current, you know, sweeps against your feet, you know, like as a wave crashes and like the sand underneath you kind of starts to like pull away. You feel this faint kind of tingling tug as the sand underneath you is starting to kind of slowly pull, kind of heading further and further behind you. And then that sensation starts to become stronger for all 5 of you, as within about, we'll say 5 or 10 seconds, the sandstorm is about to hit, you know, cresting 100, 90, 80, 50, 40, 30, and then just almost like impacting against an invisible wall, it crashes almost 30 feet away from the 5 of you. And that swirling, churning, billowing sand and wind begin to cloud the entirety of your vision outside of this small sphere. And none of you feel discomfort. There's like if anything, a mild breeze, feeling, you know, your hair, or the closest approximation to it, billowing in this breeze. And after about 20 seconds or so, the sand finally dissipates as you look around to see this.
Oh.
Oh no.
You see now, as the sand begins to settle, rocks and rubble, and almost make out, is that a fucking altar? Like, looking around, like, oh yeah, no, there's a pew of some kind, like crumbled stone and remnants of tarnished gold next to a beautiful, ornate-looking statue that is decrepit and worn. You see the remnants of a temple. almost. And the only large standing structure is this massive stone archway just to the right of you, beyond that pew.
Okay.
And so the masked form, after all of this settles, reappears. If I can find the token, goddammit.
Are we supposed to be able to move our tokens? Like, I know not yet, but like I can't even select mine is the thing.
Oh, that shouldn't happen. I'll have to fix that.
Yeah, same here.
Cabbages.
Cabbages.
Oh, he just hasn't given us privileges in controlling them.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, I'll work with that in a minute. My apologies.
No worries. I remember all those issues.
Oh, good. Sorry, I'm also trying to find where the hell that token went to be able to show a modicum of what this dude looks like.
Or, actually, I can even select the tokens like I normally would be able to. Is it a layer issue?
Oh, actually, that
map
might
layer?
be.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Yeah, that's the problem. Whoops.
You put them on the map layer rather than the player layer?
Shh. Oh shit, that's a GM layer. Fuck. Mew disappears. No. Oh no, shit. Did it go to the right layer? Oh no, it did. Okay, sorry. For some reason, I thought it said it went to the GM later. Whoopsie. Okay. There we go. And then grab all of you for a brief second. If you still cannot control your tokens, I'll toggle that in just a minute.
Still nothing.
All right. Shit. I'm sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Oh dear.
We start playing. What's the song? Is it like Happy Ferret or something like that?
And that's Industrious Ferrets that you're thinking
Industrious Ferrets, yeah.
All right, you know what? I can't find the original token I was going to use for this, so I'll just use a stand-in. That's honestly even a little bit more unnerving. Boop. Oh god, that's big.
That's an eyeball.
Oh no.
Shit.
Oh.
You know what? This is on brand.
layers.
The scoff.
Yeah,
the
as you guys are just kind of standing there, the ground just kind of shifts for a minute.
Not the worst thing I've seen today.
Touche. That's slightly better.
The sad thing is, I'm not even
It's a
surprised.
one-eyed monster.
That's
one-eyed,
wonderful.
Long
So
purple
as
people.
this masked figure reappears from the ether again, for one thing, they are much larger. Now standing probably about a solid 12 feet tall, we'll say. And also, gazing into the mask, you can barely make out the semblance of two eyes staring wildly and brightly, with this massive grin on their face, and almost they're kind of like shaking in anticipation. There's one final kind of very erratically scratching, even more this time, just ready.
My hands go back to my blades, and just like this time it's like yeah, big left hand's going on the bigger one, lower left is reaching for the one that's just below it, and my other big arm is reaching for other things.
Yeah, Braun's going to move up to the one person that seems to have weapons getting drawn. Like, I can help with that.
Yeah, I'll put you there.
I'm gonna hop down onto the ground next to Ale.
Yeah, attack formation.
And as everyone gets into formation, there is this sheer giddy smile on this being's face before that silent laughing, cackling continues, and that mouth widens bright as they reach up, gripping the side of that mask, and will reach to peel it off.
Oh, good.
And there's almost this thin membrane and cracking as it comes off with it, as it is that ivory white mask is tossed into the air, and subsequently that face just goes deadpan on the mask before. How do I describe this? At first, it almost seems like everyone's attention is thrown up to the mask up in the air. That face almost disappears into just a sheer golden plate. Until then, subsequently, that sort of begins to crack and split and widen as a singular large, bright eye, almost mechanical looking in nature, starts peering around, like a fish out of water, and then almost spooling out from this golden ring, can only describe as this mechanical centipede looking thing with two small angel wings upon its back. As it kind of falls and pulls out, it tumbles out into and rolls into this ball shape before settling and standing, as it then uncoils again like a snake, and this large robotic eye is peering, scanning around. And you turn to look back at the ringleader of this whole show, and there's another mask. And he rips off another one, and as I described before, another sort of centipedal construct appears, and another mask, and more, as every time there is still another mask underneath somehow, as more and more of these mechanical, weirdly angelic in some ways, these constructs appear, and as they begin to scan and clatter these ornate mandibles, I'm afraid we'll have to save combat for next session.
Aww.
We're doing a tutorial fight!
Oh god. Dun, dun, dun.
Session 1, fight God.
Apparently.
Surprise!
Oh,
That's not how it goes.
Hey,
Well,
I said
guys.
I said I was gonna make this weird, and I'm making it weird.
To be fair, guys, this is just a dream.
We
Or
don't
is
know
it?
that.
Is it?
All I know is we woke up.
It's like we're playing a JRPG in reverse.
So hold on just one moment. Before we've even really seen what each other truly look like, we have to fight together against several monstrosities summoned by, like...
What I can only describe as SCP-035.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Oh,
Like,
God.
yeah, the way that you describe the mask, I'm like, oh god, I've read enough SCP to be like, I know this.
If I can find what the mask looks like.
Well, no, because nature mentioned that the smile was it, so there wasn't, like, the eyes or anything.
Right,
Oh,
it's like a theater
no
mask.
eyes. Oh, so yeah, so it is 035.
Yeah,
Oh, so
like, a
it's
like a
Slender-
blank, featureless theater mask.
It's just Slenderman.
A little
Kind of.
bit, actually, yeah. If Slenderman was wearing like those big flowy robes from what was the beautiful desert
If
game?
Slenderman was a Jawa.
No.
Journey?
Well, nah. Yeah, if Slender Man was in Journey, is what this guy looks like.
All right.
And
I dig
so
it.
we're gonna be facing whatever horrors this playful being has unleashed. We shall have to face that next time on Legends of Norderith Memento Magick.
Oh no.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Nature, thank you for this session. At the same time,
Yes,
what the
thank you.
fuck?
I am both sorry and not.
Well, I know you're not sorry because you relish in this. You relish in. I relish in it. We
God
are the
damn it! Sorry,
What?
someone in chat is going. That's what the mask is for. Oh. And I'm not sure how accurate that would be. That's a good question. Anyway, that's a question I don't want to think about anymore. So I just have one more question for everyone. How'd you like the session?
Wonderful.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I am scared for how my voice is gonna sound. I hate it so
that's fine.
much.
I wasn't sure whether or not we were going to get to combat today, depending on how long the dream sequences were going to go.
Yeah.
Just to introduce
We
everyone and that
Indulged a
fun
little
time.
bit. I'm sorry.
What was that?
So we indulged a little bit. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's always players first, is what I say.
Yeah.
And the audience is just kind of here for the story, here for the ride.
Thanks for bringing in my creepy grandma.
You're welcome, heart.
Because like I know what that means, and I'm like, uh-oh.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Why do we have cats spawning everywhere?
Hey, hang on a minute. What the hell are you doing?
Oh dear.
Really?
It's everywhere.
Oh, you can
I can't
control those
control
tokens.
I can't control anything yet.
This game's rigged.
Oh, can I control this one I just made? No.
All right, we'll discuss the positioning and what where and what everyone is doing next time.
Okay. Yes.
Before people fuck around anymore.
Also dredging on, strange nightmares of.
Yeah, sorry to bring in
my
the
poor
trauma
mama.
early.
It begins.
No, I was like, oh, we're just starting with that, huh? I mean, it's
Yeah.
not fully explained, but still.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, this is not good for my character's mental health.
Like time for pain.
Yeah, time for Spain without the S. But yeah, I am
glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad about a certain thing.
Exactly.
It feels good. It feels good to be back, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was like, I feel like I recognize no shit. I was over anxious and over prepped because we didn't even get to the combat today. Because I was fully anticipating, all right, we'll probably get through a couple rounds of tutorial combat stuff, get people used to their characters, and we didn't even get there today because we did a lot of just roleplay and socializing, which I am more than okay with.
Make sure you have some things that got
Welcome to playing a
redeemed.
game with players. You'll prep and you'll prep and you'll prep and then look off in the opposite direction.
Through like 5 hours of work in like 2, or they spend like 5 hours on like something you wrote for 10 minutes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Guys, stop trying to seduce the catfish.
I'm begging you.
I forgot about that.
Oh no.
I hope chat enjoyed this session coming back as well. Sorry I couldn't say much during the raid earlier for Marquee Gaming. Thank you so much for the folks who came in and those who stuck around. Oh my god. And also for the subscriptions. Looking at Miss Tollin and the Nephronomicon, which I know who both of you are. I'm looking at you.
Hey, I played with one of those people. I'm playing with the other. I know them.
Yes, be not afraid. Oh god, apparently oh, so that was Code who redeemed that. For Sir Meowscular Meowington the Ninth.
A noble cat.
I might have to make that more channel points.
Oh, come on. I haven't even reached 1,000 because I'm spamming you with stuff like save in the middle of a D&D campaign.
Oh, I saw. I didn't comment on it, but I saw. Oh, shit, there was also
Clearly, we do need to save more often. Like before
Uh,
every roll, and then we can go back and save scum it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Gate
this ain't Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know how else to break this to you.
What do you mean I can't portray the vampire in, like, after the... Well, no, that's spoilers. Never mind.
What do you mean I can't quick save, go into a cutscene, switch to Astarion, steal from the merchant, and then go back to the and then go back to trade?
Works every time.
Just pick up everything that isn't like stealing near the merchant and sell it to them for like no gold.
Oh, yep.
Just to make them like you more.
Or you can just mod in a bunch of god items that cost like thousands of gold.
Oh,
and
here, a spoon. Love me.
You trade for free, so they're like really happy with you, so you get the cheapest prices.
Right? That's exactly it. That's what I did. Is like any merchant I knew was like sticking around for a long time. I'd just be like, I found these spoons. Here, love me.
Oh dear.
Oh, Neff. Sorry. Y'all don't know the almighty Plorp. I look forward to nature topping that little friend. I know what you meant to say. And that was...
No, nature tops. I don't know who Plorp is. I don't think nature would top Plorp, but I know nature tops.
Plorp is ace. I don't know how else to put it. The book looks back at you. Oh god. God, I as much as I kind of crammed to put this overlay together, I'm actually really happy with how it turned out.
It is a very nice overlay.
Notice how nature wasn't denying that he tops, just that he couldn't top Plurp. Because
Plurp's not into it. I mean, first off, I'm pretty sure it is public information that I'm a Switch. Second,
well, that's not what top means, dummy.
Yeah, cool, you're a Switch. Are you a Merce?
Yeah.
Those are two different things.
Yep.
Exactly. Like I said before, this is related to D&D. It is an alignment chart.
I meant surpassing, you delightful pervs.
Wait, this is the top sub bottom dom alignment chart?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Top verse bottom sub switch dom.
Yeah.
You put that chart in front of the math guy, and it just creates a new square that just says yes.
Nature?
That's a valid square.
And then he crosses out and says no. And it crosses out again and says maybe? Question mark?
All valid squares.
Is that okay? So, God, these things, this stuff.
I'm sure people are gonna have theories.
I'm talking about this stuff behind our fucking icons, which I still adore them. I'm mad at you, but I adore them. Are those supposed to, like... I cannot tell quite with the quality of my laptop screen. Is that supposed to be fur behind mine?
No, that's a charred wooden table.
Oh, you fucker! You absolute fucking goon! I love you! Oh. And the way, like, the corners are bent inwards too. God!
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm surprised. There's one specific thing that I'm surprised no one's pointed out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the fact that the tapestry on the cat is torn because it's a cat?
No, that's a neat little detail, but no.
Everything's in cursive.
No. Maybe people will figure it out.
Hard to really make out the details.
That's fair. That's also very, very fair. So.
Is that a burned book on the top page?
I don't know.
On the top part? Sorry, I'm just looking at details now because, God, I wasn't able to see this because I was on the 20, but now I'm like actively looking at it more. And it's like,
oh. You know, I'm okay with staying on this screen for as we start kind of winding down and start wrapping up. Okay, I guess any particular questions, comments? Oh boy, what are you drawing? Oh boy, pain! Oh god, the eyes.
Oh no. Okay, you know what? No, that's what that's what the face on the mask looks like. Now you cannot tell me otherwise.
Oh my god.
It's just that thing staring at us.
I feel like if there's one piece of information that if I reveal about that guy, I think would immediately click for some people, being like, "Oh, you fucker," like realizing who that is.
Oh no, I think I've got an idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I don't know your setting, but I have plenty of guesses. Yeah, definitely the image I had in my head was like like the comedy mask from SCP Secret Laboratory. Just immediately, just that kind of theater mask. I was like, oh, but gold. Like, ugh. It's a primed version. Oh.
And then all of the items. I'm very happy with the items.
Yeah.
Gosh, no, like the fact that it was a doll. I was like, oh no, and then you mentioned the hair, and I was like, no.
Yep. I'm sorry. We're going straight for the heartstrings.
No, dude, I gave you this stuff for a reason. I just didn't expect you to pull as much out of it out the gate as you did.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I just have a lot of questions and a lot of concerns about the two things I was given.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, but those are questions and concerns that should be addressed in character rather than out of character.
Actually,
I know.
What? You know what? We'll do one final thing to just see if you can identify what it is. We'll have Mew roll a medicine check. Actually, to see if they can identify what bone it is.
Boy.
Here we go.
Oh god.
This will be the last roll of the night. Nope.
Nope.
Never mind. Yeah, you have no idea.
I think it's a bone.
If it's a fractured piece of a bigger bone, or if it's like it's weighty. It's about the size. Admittedly, it's about the size of a mallet in your hands. Like it's small. Yeah, it was small in her. It was small in her. Did I just hear baculum?
Yeah.
No,
Baby got
no,
baculum.
Talon. I did not give one of my players a charred penis bone.
No, yeah, I was gonna.
It's one of my favorite
Thank you,
bones.
baculum knower. Yeah, that actually is a question. Do any of the No, right? Because I think am I?
Oh
God,
yeah,
I
Neff
am.
is in the audience, and they're a registered doctor.
No, yes.
They're in the medical field, I should say.
Yes, I was gonna say, would any of us have a baculum? But then I remembered, oh yeah, I'm the only masked character in the party who's humanoid, and I know cats don't. Huh?
Yeah. I'll leave that up just as a brief glimpse to see if anyone has any bright ideas. And now it's gone. Oh wait. Now it's gone.
Oh, nature, you monster.
Oh, yep, I see Neff going off, and I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my gosh. This was fun.
Yeah!
Like I said, it feels so good being back.
It's good getting back in the saddle. As anxious as I was.
You did good.
Thank you.
I mean,
I was
there was
enraptured.
stuff, but there's always stuff. Yeah. That's one of the things nature's best at is setting scenes and making you fucking feel it.
I mean, that's the goal. That's the goal, making sure your players feel a very specific emotion. I
cannot
I did
wait.
well.
I cannot wait until next week where I have to, as soon as I get out of Call of Cthulhu, pull up the episode so I can go remember my voice. Because I feel like I started shaky, got there at some point, and then got shaky again. I need to get Braun's voice down.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, honestly, Braun is a very, we'll say, tumultuous character. So having their voice fluctuate a little bit in a very panicked scenario makes a lot of sense.
Nice.
Still lottie.
You want to have it right for when the calm times come, and I think I've got it. I think this is it.
Nice.
Really, it's just soft and slightly deeper, and then the accent, and that's about it.
Don't say deeper in this chat. You know how people are gonna react. don't go soft with deeper. That doesn't.
Oh my, what might happen?
I'm the one that called Daddy here. Anyways.
Oh, all right. And on that note, I think it's about time for us to pop on out of here.
Wait. One last round of shilling, and then we can call it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. Shall we go the opposite route of what we did last time, top to bottom instead of bottom to top?
Yeah, we can start with code and go down from there.
Mm-hmm. I don't have anything to plug, so...
That is valid and totally fair. Cat is cat. Mara, where can they find you?
You can always find me on Miss Marakar on Twitch, where I stream, YouTube, where I post up the VODs, and then Twitter, Blue Sky, and Mastodon. Because why have one Twitter when you can have three? And oh god,
I really need to start doing stuff on Blue Sky more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way.
Thank you. All right. And then we have Talin. Where can they find you?
Hello. You can find me on... Oh, I put a cat on my mic. Hold on.
You can find me at Rio.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitch as Miss Talin.
Cool.
Yeah. I haven't really been using Twitters and stuff yet.
No, that's very fair. That's very fair.
Yeah.
Tixel, all right. What is it this time? What are you gonna do?
Okay. You will be able to find me on both Twitter and Blue Sky at Tixelchan. Again, a lot of not safe for work content that you would be finding there. So do not follow if you are under 18, but you shouldn't be here in the first place if you're under 18.
If you're already under 18, why are you here? Fucking leave.
It's okay, honey. We've all been there. You won't feel a difference when you hit 18 anyways. You're just going to be allowed to see things, and I don't get it. But there's that. And like I said before, no streams yet. Mostly just don't have any of this. I've got the software for it. I just don't know if my computer can handle it. I'd do some testing runs first. But it is possible that I could start streaming soon on twitch.tv/procrastination, PRO_crasty_nation.
The revolution begins tomorrow.
The revolution starts tomorrow.
Nice. And last but certainly not least, Beatrix, where can they find you?
All right, everyone, strap in. Okay.
Oh boy. All right, pull out the list.
All right. So, for starters, obviously you can find me here on Twitch as Beatrix VT. You can find me on YouTube, I believe, with the same moniker. If it's not that, it is Foxfire Elf, which was my previous handle. On Twitter, I am at Foxfire Elf. And on TikTok, I am at Foxfire VI. So, Foxfire V.
Wonderful. Also, sorry, it's not panned over to the new Arcaster map right now, but I just saw who's drawing freaking rainbow on the new Arcaster map.
Oh, yay!
I mean, yes, Pride.
Oh my gosh.
Slay, you know, but like.
Look, the Keenerethi can get fucked for all I care. Pride is love is love.
I mean, to be fair, there is a literal god of gay rights with those that has worshipped in New Arcaster. There is Daelid.
Yeah.
You know, so
Daelid, for everybody following who knows some about the lore, yes, Daelid is based. We all know this.
Daelid, everyone loves Daelid. All my homies love Daelid. All my homies hate House Keenereth.
Exactly.
That's
Fuck the
kind of the
Keenerethi.
MO. And for those who are unaware of what the fuck we just talked about, don't worry. We'll probably get to it later.
There
obviously
are
both of those
VODs.
things
Go
during this
watch them.
Sure. I guess.
Go watch the VODs and uploaded YouTube videos at youtube.com/natureclaws. What are the numbers? Hold on, give me one moment.
Grumble.
No, shut your mouth. I'm gonna go find the numbers, because there are numbers. I saw them earlier.
Oh, there's some numbers.
Yeah,
Just
don't
roll
forget to
D100.
plug yourself, Nature Claus.
All right, fine. You can find me here on Twitch, I guess.
And at youtube.com/natureclaws5189.
Is there a number to that? I thought you were able to
Yeah,
find
it's
it.
5189. There's another Nature Clause that also has numbers, so...
Oh, yes, that's also very fair. Either way, shouldn't be too difficult to find me. Look for the turtle.
Look for the turtle.
Now, yeah, Tuesdays is going to be our RPG stream. Haven't thought of a good name for it yet. We are going to be diving back in 11 a.m. sharp, playing some Persona 4 Golden, which is going to be very interesting, picking that back up where we left off. And I am, oh boy, knowing research I've done into like dreams and esoteric bullshit, there's probably a lot more that's going to line up with what I know already with Persona than I expected. Also the Terra bullshit. Yes, I saw. Hang on. Fuck you. Yes, Thursday and Saturday are going to be variety gaming streams. Thursday, we're probably going to dive back and doing a little bit more unpacking, doing some cozy vibing and chilling and hanging out. As for Saturday, we might play some Cult of the Lamb, actually. I was concerned whether or not I wanted to put up to a vote, but I'm like, you know what, fuck it. There's an update that came out. Been looking forward to play that for a while. Fuck it, it's been sitting on my Steam library.
Oh, exactly. I was saying, the DLC is so fun.
It is a good one.
The Seeds of the Flesh.
It is a good one.
Which I imagine some people here specifically are interested in.
No, see, the whole thing is, there was like a smear campaign that came out right after it came out where, you know, of course the developers are like, yeah, we're not changing the rating of our game, and a bunch of people are like, cowards, because people are awful sometimes.
There's always ones if you're desperate.
Good.
No, not really. Cult of the Lamb mods are meh.
Touche.
And even then, that art style doesn't support that anyways.
That's also true. That's also a very
There's
good
art
point.
styles that are just like every once in a while.
It doesn't link
and,
well really to that type of content.
Every once in a while, I'm browsing, I'll find like Rick and Morty or Simpsons stuff, and I'm like, does this?
I don't get it. But anyway, to each their own. But either way, yes. And then of course, you can catch us back here next time, Sunday, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to see what sort of dream-based shenaniganery is
Don't
going
forget to come
to
back
unfold.
next week to watch us. Fuck. Don't forget to come back next week to watch us
Watch us
fucking
fuck.
die. Wink.
But yes. Oh God, I forgot the spiel. I forgot the spiel I do every time I wrap up stream. I know. I remember the one part where it's wishing everyone a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time zone they are currently in. I shall see you folks next time. But I remember what the part was before that. And yes, we are indeed going to be raiding someone.
Hooray!
Alright.
There's Jaded Foxes with 21 viewers right now.
Okay, that's definitely a contender.
Jaded's
let
lovely.
me actually pull up Twitch to see who is possibly available. Let's see. Naughty Roomba is playing Steel Battalion. Ooh, Celeste Altaloon is playing more Fire Emblem Awakening. A few options. Okay, alright. Do we go for... I'm about to say this on air. Okay. Alright, do we want to go for Tiger Tsundere or Fox Witch Mommy?
Oh,
I
God,
mean-
no, genuinely, those are both. I can't decide, but not for the raid, but for which one to make a comment on. Fuck.
I mean, as a witch and a mommy
apparently
myself.
the Tiger Tsundere is also a mommy goddess.
Okay, so all mommies.
If that
It's all mommies.
swings favor at all, yes.
Did you legitimately ask this? Well, Neff has an answer.
The answer is clearly Fox Mommy. All right, that's one vote. Yippee! All right. Oh shit. That's two for foxes, I presume.
Yes.
All right. We'll go for. I mean, her model is very pretty.
Fair enough. To everybody, before we do end up going out, do remember to drink your drugs, stay in milk, don't do school, wash your vegetables, brush your clothes, and eat your teeth.
Oh,
That's
no.
wonderful.
The last one is. Oh.
Also,
And
sorry,
also, good luck, have fun, don't die with all of your future endeavors.
but yes, go show. Oh my God, Brain. Jaded Foxes. Thank you, Brain. Yes, go show Jaded Foxes some wonderful love and support. She's very sweet. From the number of times I've popped in. I think that was through Mara we first ran into
I think
her.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. There's the raid. Oh shit! What's our raid message? Mr. Sandman.
Oh
Man
no.
need a sand. Dun 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 dun. Make
Oh,
him
no.
the cutest. Man, dark core hook hands.
Is this what you want to be known for?
Yes.
Okay.
That sounds terrible, but
We're just
I love it.
gonna come in, Mr. Sandman, man me a sand, and that is it. Because that's
Yep, that's it. That's
much
the
more
raid
concise.
message. That's what we're doing
Oh
now.
dear. Oh no.
Something the masked guy said. Just ellipses.
Oh.
Biblically accurate Sandman.
Oh my! Oh no! Biblically accurate Sandman is so good. Yep. Nope. That's it. Biblically accurate Sandman. That's the message.
Oh.
That's the raid message now.
No.
I don't make the rules. I just enforce them.
Damn. Well, no,
Come on,
you do
Biblically
make the
accurate
rules.
Sandman. How do we top that?
Yeah,
You can't. So shut up. No, I'm kidding.
Free Palestine.
Yeah. All right. Yes. I wish everyone a wonderful, wonderful time zone. Go show Jaded Fox love and support. Give her money. Give her all of the money. Do it now. Do it. Yeah. Bye.
Turn off your fucking. Don't forget to turn off recording after.
Oh, thank you.